Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So today I just wanted to share with you I received my Generation 1. This is the KO reissue Megatron. So this one here, you could buy it off of eBay or you can even get it off Aliexpress, and I paid around about 110 USD, or I think it was about 110 to 114 USD. So in Canadian it ran me upwards of like 160-ish, somewhere around there, 164 maybe. And just keep in mind, guys, if you do pick this up, there are some issues getting this shipped into Canada. Some people said they didn't have a problem getting this in. For me, for whatever reason, maybe it was just a seller taking extra precaution. So he had to ship the figure off here in its robot mode separately from the box. And he shipped the box separately, which, for whatever reason, I guess, there's people on some of the Transformer forums that I'm in, they said that they didn't have too much issue. As long as it was in bot mode and it was in the same box, in the shipping box, there wasn't any issues. But for me, whatever reason, he shipped it off separately. With this one here, just FYI, that little rub sign here on the Megatron right here, the rub sign, I had already opened this up prior to this video, and I just stuck that on. And overall, I mean, it's pretty nice quality looking, the packaging is nice quality, really good. And then you can see the front, nice image of Megatron. It's the TM trademark variant. And then on the back here, you could see the G1 style retro artwork, exactly like how it was in the original, G1 Megatron. Tech specs at the bottom, and this one here is also, from what I gather, I believe it's also available on Temu as well. From a friend of mine had sent me a link as well. Anyways, guys, without further ado, let's unbox this. But before I unbox it, I just wanted to mention ahead of time, I won't be doing a comparison with my authentic G1, which I have right there. So this one here, I got this one over 2 decades ago, and this is the one that has a copyright, the R logo up top of the S. And this one I picked it up from a local comic retailer and in Vancouver, and I paid at the time paid something like, I think a little over 500 Canadian at the time, back in 2001. That was around the same time I got my G1 Prime from a local the same comic retailer as well. I think it was Golden Age at the time. And I mean, the back artwork is exactly the same as the KO. There are some differences with the boxes that I'll go through. Other than that, guys, I won't be unboxing my authentic one here, and the reason why is because this is still sealed, and I don't want to break the seal off of this, because to get a Megatron in this type of condition it's very expensive. Can run into thousands of dollars, a few grand or whatever, and if it's graded, even more. So I won't be doing that, but I'll give you guys some tips on what things to look out for before you buy this KO Megatron, so nobody tries to pass off an authentic one for the KO, or sorry, a KO for the authentic one, I meant. All right, guys, I'm gonna unbox this. Be back in a bit. All right, guys, so first thing I want to share with you, I just took everything out of the box. So it comes with its tech spec decoder, comes with this G1 genuine style, well, not genuine, but a replica of the genuine exact instruction booklet on how to transform Megatron. So here you go, exactly on how to do it. Right. There you go. And on the other side, you can see same things, how to attach the accessories onto him on his robot mode, his bazooka. His robot mode I've always felt was the weak point of this figure. It was always his alt mode that was the best. His P38 Walther mode. Also comes with this sticker sheet. This is its decal sheet that you apply onto the figure, guys. So these repro labels here, the authentic ones, just FYI, they will look exactly like this, like the layout and everything, but the only difference is with the authentic ones, the authentic G1, it will have, like the Decepticon logos here, will be faded. They're not going to be like, the colors won't be rich like this, they'll be like faded down a lot. And also, these ones here, for example, I'll show you an example here. You see how the back is like a paperback stickers? So the authentic G1 label sheet will have actually foil in the back. It's like it's a sturdy foil decals, and those labels alone I've seen on eBay, they can sell upwards of $200 to $300 USD depending. And maybe if you get lucky in auction, maybe you could get it for less, but they are very expensive. And lastly, it does come with the rub sign, which I already applied to the figure, so I won't show you that because it's already on the gun itself. So here it is, guys, everything out of the box. I'm going to take everything out here. So we're going to start off with, this looks like the stock piece, or the front, like the silencer portion. Then we're going to take out the actual pistol itself. It does have heft, guys. A good amount of heft. Die cast in the legs. Plastic around here. And just like the original. This is like plastic as well. It's painted like this, you know, metallic chrome color, just like the original. Got your rub sign. Yeah, so it's got a good amount of heft to it. Not bad. And yes, guys, with the original G1 Megatron, it does not fire like on the top here. I know that for the Japanese reissue or the 16S, it does come with like little, like small little bullets that you put, plastic bullets you put on top, and it spring fires, like spring loads, and fires out the bullets, but you can't do it with this one. So the G1 release, the original release in North America, never had that feature. Then you got the back of the gun, the handle, so it slides on like that. There's that attachment. Comes with also another chrome attachment here. Maybe some sort of gun of his, or extra. You attach it onto his robot mode somehow. And of course, who can forget his bazooka? And there's his bazooka, guys, or the scope, when he's in his P38 mode. And I have to say, guys, the quality of the styrofoam is nice and it feels very sturdy. Like it could pass off as a, maybe, like, because I remember G1 style styrofoam, like old school, it had good quality, good thickness to it. This has got pretty good thickness, like the quality. It's not like layered up garbage or anything like that. It's actually like nice sturdy piece. All right, guys. So we're going to start off with just attaching his accessories. So I know that this front silencer piece will go on like, so it goes pretty much on like this, guys. Slide it on like that. And there you go. Very simple. The bazooka or the scope, it's got like a little piece here. I don't know if you guys can make it out here. It's an area where it's got these two like little hooks here that slide on to the top here. So you can slide this on like so. Give me one sec, guys. Slide this on. Okay. It's giving me a little bit of problems here. No worries. All right, guys, so I got the scope on. The scope was a little bit finicky. There's like two little sliding hooks. One of the hooks, just under the bazooka here, the scope, it was like, it didn't look even the way it was sculpted. So it was a little bit tough to get it onto the top there. And then we got this handle here. You just slide it on to the back like so. If I'm doing it correctly. Okay. So slides on like that. And there you go, guys. It's G1 Megs in his Walther P38 mode. Looks very good overall. And let's see what he looks like in his robot mode. But before I do, just wanted to share with you, if you guys can see, it does have the Takara logo stamped there. So I don't know if you guys can make it out. It says Hasbro right there. So it says Hasbro 1974 to 1983. And then it says Takara on the bottom there as well. 1974 to 1983. I know it's hard to tell, but I don't know if you guys can make it out. So I did a little bit of investigating online. The stamps are actually accurate. They reproduced this Megatron pretty much down to a T, right down to the stamps, guys. I know that some production runs may not have the Hasbro on there, you know, or and vice versa. But overall, the stamps look accurate for the most part. And then on the opposite side, they have the stamps are accurate too here. Like you won't be able to make it out, maybe. I don't know if you guys can. You see that? It says MC 12 and 13. So they replicated that as well. I don't know. Yeah, right there if you guys can make it out. Yeah. Also, I don't know if it's like a common thing with the KOs, but I saw another person's review and he had this like little notch thing underneath the chest piece over here, because that's Megatron's chest there. And underneath there's like this little notch, like a paint defect or something. All right, guys, let's see what he looks like in his robot mode. Be back. So I just took the attachments off. So getting him ready for robot mode, I know that we gotta pull the leg portion down, right? So like that, extend it out like so. Then we got to bring the hips out like that, right? And then these are the arms. You bring the head down. So see that? It's Megatron's head there. You bring the arms out. And then from what I remember, I'm just kind of like winging it without looking at the instructions, but from just what I recall, so after you turn this over to the side, the barrel, you got to bring this portion down and then there's this back portion here. After you bring it down, you pull that back and then go around like that, just underneath the armpit, under the chest. So this is actually the front right here, guys. This is the front. These are the hips that I'm holding on to. and then you split the arms like that, right? Split the arms like that. And then just position the arms down, and then you just bring him over like so. This is kind of tricky. All right. Oh, okay, and then after, when you bring him down, you got to bring the head tilted up more. Up and down. It's kind of a messy transformation, but okay. Flip this over like that. Bring out the fists. There's like that little sliding area for the fists. Slide that out to the fist right here. It's kind of messy, guys, but give me one sec here. Let me try to adjust this a bit. It looks a little off. Oh yeah, okay, I see. So the chest part where I messed up was I didn't bring this up. I gotta bring this up. So the chest is supposed to pop up. Let's see if it will pop up for me. Here. This can be a tricky. Mine's a little bit stiff. It doesn't seem to want to rise up. Okay. So got to bring that chest portion up. This is going to be a hard part here because I'm going to have to rotate it back a bit. Okay. Yeah, mine's really stiff, guys. I don't think they did a really good job with the QC on mine. All right, I'll cut back into the next frame, guys. I'm going to try to jimmy this thing up somehow. Be back in a bit, guys. After, you know, fiddling around with this thing a little more just to get it to transform properly. Getting that chest up, the chest portion was really hard. Like, to see how this separates, how I had to bring this portion up. It was like locked to one side here. It was really stiff. So I had to wrestle around with that a lot. So QC wise on that, not really that good. I mean, it looks like Megatron from what I remember. You know, overall the sculpt itself is very good. And hips are a little loose on mine. And also, the other QC issue I had with mine is, you see where the hip is located, the hip joint? You see how it kind of slides out a bit? The pin hasn't been like fastened on. Like, it comes out on mine a bit. The pin wasn't put in there properly. So yeah, it kind of shifts back and forth. I don't know if other people will have this issue. I'm sure not everyone has this issue. Some people's, I'm sure, turned out fine. But just be mindful of that, guys, when you pick this up. You could be dealing with QC issues, right? I mean, after all, it is a KO, right? Overall, it would be nicer if it was maybe just a little bit cheaper. You know, I think 164 Canadian or 110 or 14 US is a bit up there for a KO, considering that there's a lot of KOs out there that have better QC than this. But who knows, maybe there'll be subsequent production runs that might improve on the QC, don't know. So this is the back of Megatron here. There you have it, guys. Side, front, there you go. Now, let's see, what are things to look out for? So if you do purchase a Megatron online, no one tries to pass off a KO for a genuine one. So the biggest thing to look out for is with the KO box here, the biggest thing is if you look at the KO box carefully, right here, guys, I don't know if you guys can see that right there. just spilling over, that's actually Megatron's foot spilling over. And then you'll have areas like over here, you might not be able to make out, a portion of his foot is spilling over. The heel, the back of his leg is spilling over to the front, guys. Like, that's not good. You see how it's spilling over? That's the biggest thing. Another big thing is if you look at the bottom, right here. Now, the light behind Megatron, it's supposed to come down all the way to the bottom, where it slowly fades into the bottom, and then you have the serial number. This one stops up there, and then it's all purple. That's the biggest way you can tell. So, I mean, the quality of the box is nice, but they didn't print, do a good job of like printing this, like centering it properly. You see how it's spilling over like that? That's the biggest way to tell. Whereas with my G1 here, it's pretty good. It doesn't spill over. I know it's an acrylic case here, you can't make it out, but it doesn't spill over to the front, guys. Not at all. Doesn't spill over, right? And then underneath here, the yellow light, it actually goes down a little further underneath the serial number on the acrylic box here, and then there's a serial number as well. Unlike the KO will, the light doesn't go all the way down. It stops right there, and then it's all purple here. And there you go, guys. Those are the easiest ways to tell. Other than that, oh yeah, and lastly, this weapon here, I could never really figure out where this goes, but I guess they just threw it in for whatever. I'll just put that here for now. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope my review was informative for anybody who is interested in picking this up. Is it worth it? Because of my experience, probably not, but I'm not going to just base it off of my experience. From what I've read online of other people that have received this figure, it's been overall genuinely a good, good experience for other buyers. So in that case, you know what, you can't really go wrong. You know, under 14 bucks USD or whatever. I mean, it's a bit up there, but sure, you know, you might get lucky. And if you don't want to have issues, from what I was reading, and this is just from what I was reading in the TF forums, buying it off Aliexpress may be the better option. And this is just based on what I was reading. So you guys can figure it out, see what works best, eBay or Temu or Aliexpress, whichever works for you guys. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the review. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Until next time, peace.